Right. Let's get fucking to it, eh? Now, I know a lot of you will be looking at this and going, right, okay, show day, there's going to be a lot of fucking edits, there's going to be a lot of jump cuts, there's going to be a lot of, like, cinematic music, loads of filters on it. Yeah, we ain't about that. And in fact, I started filming on show day. I actually filmed the one day out video as well. However, none of it was really meshing well with exactly how I feel and exactly how I feel the days went. They actually kind of looked a little bit fake. And if you know me, you know that I'm not fake. You know that I am very authentic with my content and everything else like that. So I didn't want it to come across like, yeah, inauthentic. So we decided to attack a show day like this. How did the day go? What happened the day before? Much the same as how we kind of attacked like the updates. So like 2 days out, that was very cool. We had 500 grams of carbs. Was feeling very positive, very full, right? So essentially on the 1 day out situation, we did exactly the fucking same in terms of the protocol, in terms of the food, everything else like that. It was all pretty much to plan, right? It was going very well. We like it. We like the look. We also went to Leicester. We went and got a spray tan. Everything was in a really good spot. I was posing at night. I could feel everything. It was just good. I woke up on show day and felt good. Still felt good. Felt very confident, right? Felt very at ease with my physique. I had done everything within my power to get to this position, which is show day. There's 21 weeks of fucking graft, and in that time I've gone to Houston, I've gone to Valencia, I've had birthdays, I've had stag do's. Like, there's been a lot of life events that have obviously gone on in this time that we've had to like work around. And ultimately, like, I couldn't have given much more into this prep. And that's ultimately exactly why I didn't necessarily like the 2021 prep, because essentially I was on stage and I was like, I know that I could have done more, and that pissed me off. So in 2023, I gave everything towards prep. Every single day, I gave everything. And then I woke up on show day and I was happy. I was in a really good spot with my physique. I was sending the physique to AJ and he was happy with the physique as well. So we drove to Rugby. We had to get there for 10 o'clock for the check-in. And we met my clients, Ollie and also Michael, there as well. And yeah, they were looking fucking phenomenal as well, which is great. So far, show day experience, fantastic. So we were waiting around basically on show day. If you've ever been for a show day, you know how kind of like long-winded everything is, especially if you're a men's physique athlete, right? You arrive there at 10 and then you're not on until fucking like 6 o'clock. Ollie was on at around 3 o'clock. We made sure that he had all of my attention basically up until that point. And then Ollie went on stage and Ollie actually got third. And he was in a very stacked class, a very hard, very competitive class, and he came away with third, and that feeling was fucking epic. Being involved in someone's prep it's just rewarding. It just is. And to come away with a trophy, especially in person, obviously a lot of my clients are overseas in America, etc, so we don't necessarily get that, like, I suppose we win the trophy and stuff like that, but we don't get that like fist bump situation, you know, the hug, like, fuck me, you've done it, well done kind of thing. And that's kind of what we got with Ollie, and that was really cool as well. And he was with his girlfriend and with his family, and it's just a nice occasion, a nice feeling, right? And I'm very proud of the guy. Like, he is such a fucking workhorse. We're not done with prep yet for him, but that was a very cool feeling for me. So that was about 3 or 4 o'clock by the time that was done. We actually started to pump up, etc. at around 7 o'clock. And again, physique-wise, very happy with my physique. Like, extremely happy with my physique. Realistically, I couldn't have got any leaner without sacrificing my arms, my delts, etc. So we bought the best fucking version of myself. So in that situation, I'm happy. So we're pumping up backstage, and then everyone was starting to get their their jumpers off and their hoodies and stuff like that. And then I think it's fair to say I kind of lost a little bit of confidence. And look, I'm a realist, right? I know like what my physique is. I know that potentially I'm not there yet, but like just seeing people like backstage and pumping up and stuff like that, I know in myself, in my heart of hearts, that even though I was very, very happy with my physique, I'm just not there yet. I'm just not. And I think from that moment until I stepped on stage, the head was a little bit gone. And that's kind of very unfortunate with the whole prep, right? Is that I stress the importance of like mindset, and I stress the importance of like having that like Mamba mentality, and then at the very end when you just wanted to like present all of your present all of your work, you just lost it. And that's tough. That is really, it's taken me a couple of days to really digest that one. And then to further the kind of like confidence boost, because when I stepped on stage, I was relatively like, okay, cool, let's just fucking get to work. This is your time to shine, kind of thing. And I did have a phase or a point where I was just like, right, let's just fucking work with what we've got. We've worked all this time to try and get to this kind of like to stage, right? Let's just try and show off everything, right? We could maybe outpose people who are bigger than us. But the poses that I was getting into, they were trying to correct. So I was going into a side pose, and they wanted me to go front on. Now, I practiced front on when I was in the 2021 prep, and when I competed in that same federation, there was a guy next to me who was basically side on the whole time. And for me, like when you look at my physique, the best where my physique shines is basically in that side pose, right? Where everything kind of flows from, I suppose, like the lat into the external obliques, all the way down, right? It kind of just looks like a very cool pose for me, right? But they wanted me front on, and I know the frame that I've got. I know that I'm not necessarily the biggest in the room. I will be. I want to be, right? This is what this off season's for. But when I get into a front shot versus people who are just bigger than me, I just lose it, right? So as soon as they started to pull me out of position, and as soon as they started to get me front on, from there my head just went again. So there's two opportunities in there where I was just like, I'm good now. Like I just kind of want to go home. Which again is really shit, because essentially like I have worked my fucking ass off to get to that stage. Very happy with my physique, and there was just 2 points in show day where I just lost my head. And yeah, it's a really tough one to talk about. Really, it's a tough one to obviously. It's a tough pill to swallow. It is. But like to put it into context, the guy that won woke up at 93 kilograms. I woke up that morning. I woke up at 67.8. So like, the dude who won quite literally had 30 kilograms on me. Like that's what happened. So a lot of you might be looking at this and kind of think like pussy, right? And yeah, okay, fair enough. You might want to think that's absolutely fine. But you have to be real. Like you have to be real. You have to be honest with yourself, man. And I really wish that happened after the show, and kind of like, look, the dudes that beat me were just bigger, and not necessarily on stage. Like, don't get me wrong, I gave it my all in terms of posing, but it was just one of them ones where deep down, the kind of like I'd not given up, but I just wasn't present with being on stage. So yeah, but again, I was happy with my physique, so it's like I can't complain about much, man. Like I'm just not there, you know. I'm not a big guy. I'm just not. I'm just a small natty dude, you know, who has a lot of fucking growing to do in the off season, like a lot of fucking growing in the off season. And there was a few opportunities, right? And I know that a few of my competitors and kind of like people who compete, I know that they watch these vlogs because people came up to me and was like, I love what you do, and like saying that they love that I do on Instagram and stuff like that. And it was very tough because like I don't consider myself a role model, but I consider myself to be someone who is an educator and someone who teaches and someone who like embodies like the power of mindset. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a tough one. And if you did come up to me like on show day and I seemed a bit arrogant, I seemed a bit like I didn't want to talk to you, it's not that, and it's not you. And if you feel like that kind of situation happened, just recognize that, look, yeah, like maybe like mentally I was just a bit like pretty fucked. But the good thing is that afterwards, straight after my show, Michael competed and he did fairly well. So we think he got 4th, so that was pretty good, and he was in a very stacked lineup as well. Just generally, men's physique this year was just stacked. So yeah, I'm sorry if you expected like a fucking like show day vlog and all these like jump cuts and lights and shit. Sorry. But I guess it brings us on to our next point, which is like, what's the plan for the off season? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do to redeem ourselves? And the fact of the matter is, I am fully committing as of today to have a 3-year off season. I don't think it makes any fucking sense to have an 18-month off season to look fairly similar to now. I think it makes sense to fully commit a 3-year off season and then establish where we're at. And this is going to be a bit of a weird one, considering I'm going to say I don't think I'm as big as the men's physique boys. But man, I keep looking at the classic division, and I really fucking like it. I said that classic natural divisions are a bit like, they're just a bit shit. Or I assumed that they were going to be shit, because essentially if you are a really decent classic bodybuilder, you're probably a really decent open bodybuilder. But the way that the UK DFBA has actually done this, and has actually kind of like presented classic natural divisions, I actually really fucking like. So that's got my head on a little bit of a swizzle. But in any case, for now, we'll continue with like, yeah, the board shorts will still be on, but I'm fully invested in a long fucking off season. Number one, first and foremost, with the potential to run into the classic division. And at the very least, if I aim up here and I get here, then that's good for men's physique either way. So yeah, again, it's a very hard vlog to make, because I feel like I just want to apologize to everyone for that ending of it. But again, I'm very happy with the physique, so it's like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna take like a week off YouTube, just to get the next POA plan of action in place, and then we'll get vlogging again. But I appreciate all the support in prep, even if it's via fucking Instagram, even if it's via the YouTube comments. I read every single fucking one. So don't think it goes unnoticed. It truly doesn't. I'm very appreciative of everyone's fucking support. And again, I can only apologize for the ending, but we'll be back. We'll be back like Arnold. We're not going to give up and do high rocks yet. Anyway, peace, love,